Who else says a man should pay
Prostitutes
for me to come and sit with him?
Black women are not agreeable. Black women don't like to listen.
There could be a chance that you're just not pleasurable to be around.
Good men will care about your career.
Your degrees and your personal accomplishments are not what's going to keep or get a man.
A man asks you about your body count, mind block him immediately.
Like, if we select one, we may be missing out on this one.
We got two grown men upstairs just playing video games. He didn't defend me in any aspect. This ain't the queen for me.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
When's the last time a man upgraded you? It's really common for us women to upgrade men based off our looks, our social status, or whatever. But when's the last time a man really upgraded you? That's a real question. I just reposted a video pretty much saying very similar things, but going a bit deeper. Pretty much he said it only takes one man to really show out, for you to really understand your standards or to never settle. And I could not agree more. I think it's something that the more you date, the more you realize, I already know what asset I am to a man, but truly, how are you really elevating my life? Not just making my life easier, but how are you really taking me to the next level as a man? And I think a lot of women haven't experienced that. Don't get me wrong, I've met a lot of successful men. I've met a lot of men who I think by normal standards would be impressive if you didn't look deeper, you know? But of course, like, we could talk about a man being really generous, and we know all those things, but I think when it comes to really putting me on and really impressing me, is to do something I cannot do for myself for real. Like, if I can do it and I'm not at your level financially, and I can still manage and finagle to do certain things, I would expect you to already know be 10 steps ahead of me. Be 10 steps ahead of me. Okay? That's all I gotta say with that, but just ask yourself, like, when's the last time a man has really, like, impressed you? Maybe with experiences, maybe with finances, I don't know, but, like, when has a man really just freaking showed out in all ways?
The wild thing, you're saying this, right? And you have to look inward first as a woman. Why do I say that? Look at your competition. Yes, because your competition is on a world scale. You ladies fail to realize that. I just saw a video today where a woman went to Brazil, an American woman, and was shocked. Couldn't believe that she was so low on the scale. That's what's happening. Yes, you seem like a very pretty woman, but that's with your makeup. When you're competing with women from different cultures who are saying what they can do for a man, yes, women put their man first. Do you know how that feels? These girls have no idea. That's who you're competing with. So you got to figure out, what can I do for a man? How can I help him achieve more? Whatever he's doing now. Say, if he's an electrician, what can I do to add more things to him if he sees fit? If that's something he wants to do, increase him. Not by telling him what to do, but hope you can add on. And maybe it increase you too, because that's the only way that a man is going to give into anything, any demands that you're trying to push on your audience, especially. That's what you're doing. Yeah, push, get more out of him. It's not happening.
I want women to be released from the shackles of assuming that because you have reached over the age of 18, because you have gone to school, because you do pay bills, and because you can move through life without having to consult with anyone, that makes you a suitable partner. I really want y'all to get that through your head. I want you to get that through your head, that just because you pay bills, you may have graduated from school, you may have bought a home, you may buy a car, none of those things actually translate over into you being a suitable partner. I need women to grasp that there could be a chance that emotionally you're stunted. There could be a chance that you're just not pleasurable to be around. there may be a chance that you're off-putting. There may be a chance that you're rude. There may be a chance that people get turned off by you because you always running this thing right here. You always got something to say. It could be the fact that you're not that outgoing. It could be the fact that you're kind of boring. It could be the fact that every time somebody give a suggestion, they're met with pushback instead of you having an open mind. There are so many things. There are so many things that go into people actually being good partners. Like, I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to understand that. I genuinely want y'all to understand that.
She's right. So many things go into it. But meanwhile, you're always saying, I see so many saying, what can you do for me? Instead of saying, ladies, this is what you need to do for him. Because that's what has to happen. It does. Most of you are not desirable, and you need to look within. You do. Don't always look at the man. The man is not always the issue.
It sounds like you're selling it. Every time I hear a woman say, a man is supposed to pay because I got all dressed up and he should just pay just to like be in my presence, and my presence is like a
Selling
privilege,
that
so he
box.
should pay. Are we okay, babe? Are the gears up here churning? Because think about it. Who else says stuff like that? Who else says a man should pay for me
Prostitutes.
to come and sit with him? Think about it. It's giving soft prostitution.
Corn.
Okay? Stop listening to these dating coaches and these femininity coaches telling you to go outside freestyling and I'm not coming out my house unless he's going to spend $200. It sounds like soft prostitute. He's supposed to pay, not because you look cute, because you're supposed to do that anyway. You're a girl, you know, you're supposed to do your hair, do your makeup, do your clothes, do your nails, all of that every day. That's like a daily thing. It should be like a daily sort of routine for you to get dressed up. So it's not special that you're doing it on a date, right? He's supposed to pay because you're judging his aptitude in the future as a husband, as a father. If he's going to be stingy on a date, he's going to be stingy with your baby's formula, with the baby's diapers, with 3 meals a day every day for minimum 18 years, with home insurance, with life insurance, with health, with college too. That's why he has to pay. So you can know that you're not about to get involved with the loser, with a hopeless layabout, right? If you're like going into it thinking he's supposed to be paying because I look cute and I'm showing up, of course, 30 days later, he's going to expect you to come back to his house. Of course, you're basically telling him that you're selling it, you're slinging it. How is this not clicking? I don't understand.
Yes. But you know what, though? From what she said, what she still doesn't understand herself, a man would be better off with a woman that's selling it a lot of times. Like spending $300 on a date. Do you know some out there? And you can find some decent, not the best quality, some decent ones for under 300. And they want 200 on a date. Hell, you can find a decent one for under that. Yes. Now tell me, are you worth the time? And she looks way better than you. Or a man can save up his money and go somewhere where the pickings are ripe and always plenty. And it's not back home. Think about it.
So, when are Black women gonna hold ourselves accountable for the disgustingness that is coming out of the neighborhood, the disgustingness that we're raising? These children have no respect, they have no morals, no values, and quite frankly, the women don't either. You know, they don't respect the men that they're having these children with, and then they're having children by the same men. So, meaning they have a baby with a man that has 2 baby moms already. It's disgusting behavior, and they're not able to properly watch their children because they're so focused and on all these external things. They're focused on this celebrity culture and they're focused on getting a Louis bag and going outside and party, but they're not focusing on making sure that their children can read. So Black women definitely need to take some accountability with what's going on in the Black community. And I understand that Black men are not in the homes either, but Black women won't allow them to be. Black women are not agreeable. Black women don't like to listen. Black women are masculine.
That's about right. That's about right.
These are the problems that we're having in our community, and Black women must take accountability. I'm sorry.
Yes, they do. They do. But is it going to stop? Is anything going to be changed? Like, think about it. I think about how many I see a woman like you saying we need accountability. We need to hold ourselves accountable. And then I'll see a woman who's educated say, I love doing. Blow your mind. Like, what? You got a degree in Harvard and you said you love doing. They say it without saying the N word, right? I can't wait to be ratchet. I love doing ratchet stuff in the club. I sat there, I reacted to a video, a month ago? A woman said, I can't wait to go to the club and do ratchet things. I will always be forever ratchet. And they call it, what do they call it? Policing women that are trying to be proper or something, where they hold black women accountable. I forgot what they call it, but it's a certain word they have for it. But still, it's needed. It's definitely needed. With black men also, and black women especially, because who's raising the children? You. Push the man out of the house and raising son daughters. Think on that.
I was dating a woman sometime many years ago. We dated for damn near, I'd say 36 months. And things were going good. Even gave her a ring, asked her to marry me and the whole shebang. The reason I'm making this post is because I finally went back to her church after a year and some change. And everybody in there shook my hand, told me I'm getting older and bigger and just networking. And everybody just kept asking me, what happened with you guys? You guys are beautiful together. You guys are beautiful. I've never said anything negative about this sister because she's genuinely beautiful. But the problem is she had 4 adult children and 2 of them lived with her. At that time, I had a modest home. You know, it wasn't as big as her house. But she had a really big 5-bedroom house, and that mortgage was killing her. She had a good profession, but spending damn near, I think she's spending $2,900 a month, and you got 2 adult sons that's not contributing to anything besides their own personal bills that they're making. So over a period of time, I'm in her ear because I'm her man. I'm gonna protect her mentally, physically, and if I can, financially. So at the end of the day, I tell her, I'm gonna move in with you, and we're gonna either sell my house, or if I get somebody to rent my house, me and her could just split the proceeds and put them in an account for both of us. She said, it's cool. So I tell her, but your sons, one that's 27 and the other one that's 29, they gotta start paying some rent.
So entitled, so spoiled.
Meaning, I say $800 a piece. She thought about the number and she said, 800 is a little bit too much for them. I said, they about to be 30. And to live in this general area, the average 1-bedroom is probably about $1,600. So she said, I'm gonna tell them 500. I said, no problem. Not a problem whatsoever. Mind you, I'm doing everything around the house. Anything that's broke, I'm fixing. I'm cutting the grass while we got 2 grown men upstairs just playing video games.
You're right. Actually, I am kind of lazy.
So one day, we eating, and she tells them, listen, I think it's time for you guys to start paying rent. They start going crazy. They wasn't disrespectful with curse words, but they was like, nah, this is some bull crap. Ever since you start dating him, all these rules and regulations and all this other stuff, it's just not fair, Mom. It's just not fair. And she didn't defend me in any aspect. She was like, let me just review, let me just go back to the drawing board. And just seeing how she humbled herself made me say, this ain't the queen for me, because my queen would have stood up for me, and my queen would have stood up for herself.
Oh, man.
And that's the reason why I got the hell on. And that's for everybody that's in church that kept asking me, was I wrong?
That man was dead right. Was dead right. The reason why I say that, right? 1,600 was, now think about it. To go and rent is 1,600. You also have to pay for cable, many other things. So it would have been more than that. 800 was fair, right? She said 500. He said okay. These kids couldn't scrape up $500. Say they got you kept feeding them, buying food and everything, right? Or maybe they kept buying their own food because they're adult. They should be adulting. They're adults. He did the right thing by leaving her. Yes, he did. Because he brought to her increase. I'm going to either sell my house or rent it out and the money goes to us. My man did the right thing. And I would suggest any one of you guys do the same if you were in that same situation.
Girls, listen up. 2 weeks ago, I got a comment under one of my YouTube videos saying that if I want a man, my career and money would mean nothing to him. Okay, let's unpack this, shall we? So what this person is trying to say is men don't care about your career. They don't care about if you want to grow, develop, achieve great things.
Who is that girl?
My obvious question then is, what do men care about? Is it just the looks? Girls, listen to me here. Good men will care about your career.
Stop the cap.
They will feel proud to be in a relationship with a smart woman. Egos as fragile as eggshells will only have enough courage to leave these kinds of comments.
This is why so many of you are single. The man told her. She doesn't listen to men's content, of course, I know that. She wouldn't have said that, but the man told her. That's the going thing that's heard nowadays. If she cared to be interested in what men are into, or what men think, or what's being said about men, she would know men really don't care. Seriously. Same thing happened, right? When I got married to my wife, she was a teacher in Thailand. Does that equate to the kind of money that I was thinking about making? Not really. It was a decent sized income, but it was no comparison. Especially when you look at what we're doing now. I always told my wife, I don't care. It was time she said, oh, I'll get a job, I'll do this, do that. It's like she's speaking gibberish to me. Why? I'm not trying to say my wife is nothing like this girl, so don't get it wrong. But there's been times we needed extra. I always told her though, just do what you can to help me. And we always, after that, we've been thriving ever since. Why? Because she listened. Someone like her, they won't. So keep looking.
Your degrees and your personal accomplishments are not what's going to keep or get a man. I hate to tell y'all this, but that is masculine energy. Leading with that, that's all you got to tell a man? No. And women hate to hear this, but it's the truth. Let me tell y'all something. There was this girl that I used to hang with, and she really, really liked this guy, and she would just do anything to get this guy's attention. But he liked another type of girl instead. This girl in particular worked in the club. Now, this girl that I knew, she had degrees and things like that. So the first thing she would say, I got degrees, all she do is work in a club, this and this and that. Like down in the other girl. And I used to have to tell her, that shit don't matter. He like her. Let me tell you about most of these men out here. They get on the internet, they get on these podcasts and they tell y'all, oh yeah, we want a woman like this, we want a woman like that. They don't even like that. Those are not the women that they like. It's the opposite. I've seen men leave women who were well established for women who couldn't really do nothing for them, who had nothing going for themselves. So PSA ladies, don't be leading with your accomplishments. You need to lead in your feminine energy. And that's just by being soft and being a woman. And if you need to know what that is, I will talk about that more in the next video.
She had me confused a little bit because she said women get with the woman. That's the woman we say we want all the time, but I didn't get it. But she's right. She lost me for a second. She's right, though. Men don't care about that. Men want beauty, booty, maybe, and beauty. More beauty than booty. But it takes some booty, too.
Can I just ask this question? Why do women lose respect if a guy cannot provide anymore or if he lost his income? I am not going to speak on behalf of every single woman there is, because situations are different, circumstances are different. Obviously, the respect is lost for various reasons. But I am going to say, and this is just my take, a woman's basic need is financial stability. Any woman who is not given financial stability has ways in which they will react, which may not be favorable to the other party. But I'm not condoning disrespecting someone because they lost an income or anything of that sort. But I'm going to boil it down to the fact that we have love languages and we have fight languages. I was once in a relationship with a guy who didn't have money. This guy had money, right? And as life happens to all of us, it just so happened that he couldn't provide financially anymore. And I didn't have a problem with that because I can provide for myself. Now, in my case, I did not lose the respect for this guy because I understood that this could have happened to anyone. It could have happened to me, it could have happened to the guy next door, it could have happened to anybody. I can say though about that relationship is some men who do not have finances are very unpleasant to be around. This guy was so unpleasant to be around. He needed constant validation. He started cheating. He started showing me things that he was not showing me when he had money.
Yeah, I'm going to stop it right there because she's going to keep talking. Any situation that happens like that with anybody, and if a man does that, leave. Leave. You don't want to be in a relationship, leave. I don't want to hear what you're going to say anymore. You know why? You're going to say, I stayed for another 2-3 years and this. No. Look, when you're in love, you have to feel it. Like a lot of times, you feel it when a man is not cheating. But you ladies want to lock down a man making 100,000 and you want to make sure he's not cheating. Not going to happen, right? That man has everyone at his beck and call. But I say this, get the man that's working on himself. Stay by his side. When that man grows, when that man finally succeeds, or if you help him succeed, that's going to be a winning prize.
If a man asks you about your body count, if you're speaking online, block him immediately. If you're on the date with him in person, excuse yourself to the bathroom and just get out of there as quickly as possible.
She belongs to the streets.
Because why is this man interested in who you have not been intimate with? Like, does he want to be intimate with these men? Like, how is that any of his business?
I wonder you stayed single.
When a man asks if you're high maintenance or not, he's basically trying to assess how much effort he's going to have to put into you and if it's going to be worth it. And if you're the kind of woman that he can breadcrumb and literally do the bare minimum, put you on the roster, contact you a couple times a week, and then just take it from there. If he asks about your previous relationship, it could be a genuine kind of like, what have you learned and how have you grown from it? But then it could also be him trying to figure out how much baggage you have and if you're still interested in your ex. If he asks about your friendship circle and specifically if you have guy friends and how many guy friends do you have, this could be him genuinely wanting to just suss the situation. But if he starts picking too much, he could be trying to think how he could gain control in your...
Gain control of your social circle. A woman like this, she's thinking too much. And what is she doing by thinking too much? Assuming everything about you. Right? Assuming everything. Like she sits there and thinks all day, he didn't call 30 minutes ago, or he still didn't call. It's 2 hours later. Why? There's another girl. Why? I don't look pretty enough. Why? Obviously, being with someone like that is a problem. Avoid it at all costs.
This is the sad truth on why a lot of men don't want to date anymore. We have apps like Bumble, Hinge, Instagram, TikTok, Tinder. If we didn't have our phones, I feel like we just wouldn't feel the desire to have so many options. And like if we select one, we may be missing out on this one. And one is never enough because you can always get more. And that goes for like food online. Like, if you can't go to your grocery store, you can always order it online. It's like the same logic, but just in your personal life. I think things were very, very different before these apps were created. And I think being so easy to swipe left or right and have a conversation and just like figure out if you want to sleep with somebody so fast is incredibly toxic, because it's not leaving room for like genuine connection ever. And even when you do find a genuine connection, because of social media, there's such high standards, so you have to meet them or they're not the perfect person, or like they're not the perfect guy or whatever. I will admit that this generation is probably the hardest generation to be in a relationship with, because now we have like Instagram likes on stories. You constantly see like what they're liking, who they're following. Everything is just so monitored. When back then, the most concerning thing that would happen is like the guy that you're with is looking at a girl too long out in public. Now it's like they're liking her Instagram stories. And Snapchat deleting messages after 24 hours, like these are all things adding to the fire. So yeah, those are a couple of reasons why guys just don't want to date. They have way too many options. Love you.
Guys don't want to date because guys have too many options. Man. Guys don't want to date because girls have too many options. Guys can't figure you out. And guys have no interest in trying anymore. They don't. Everything is so confusing. If you do this, this means this. If you do that, that means that. No. That's what guys are doing. No. You want me to provide? No. You want me to do this? No. You want me to do that? No. What happens? Women get pissed. And they get upset because they go, wait a minute. Because mostly I do this. I want a guy that's going to give me a free ride. You're saying that in so many ways without saying it. Even if you work, even if you get your degree, you still want the man that can give you a free ride. If you have a baby, of course, why wouldn't you, right? But that's all it's about. The same talk. Over and over. Woman after woman. Most of you have no substance. Most of you are not fun to be around. Most of you are not pleasing. And then you wonder why men think the way they do. They don't like you. That's what's starting to happen. Men are starting not to like women. Of course, not sexually, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe and peace out. See you next video.